What's up, family? Welcome to the second episode in the credit series. Hope y'all enjoy. Before we start, don't forget to check out the last video, volume 1, and follow the socials up here so you stay tuned when we got a drop. We got some news, we got a delay, any of that. But without further ado, let's jump into it. In this volume, we're going to be talking about how do you use credit. Like I said in the last video, they teach you house, car, gas if you need it, points for trip. But what everybody should get familiar with doing with credit is investing, right? Investing in yourself, your business, your brand to elevate you. Because if you tuned into the last video, credit is using others people's money to leverage your own, or you as a brand, your business, your company. You feel me? Anything of that sort. So what I want everybody to get familiar with doing is investing with credit, right? See, if you put it into a car stance, they say use your credit to get a car, right? So boom, instead of just using your credit to get a car, you're gonna drive around. Boom, it's an app called Turo, right? Or you got Uber, right? You got DoorDash, right? Lyft, right? Which is rideshare apps that you could put your car up on and make profit off of that. So instead of let me go get this car so I can drive in. Fuck that. Let me go get this whip so I can put it on Turo so I can rent it out. After a time, you get a few thousand off of that, you get your own car, right? You get your car that you're going to drive in, right? You get your car that you're going to drive in. Now you have your car on Turo paying for that car and the car you're driving, right? Because the end goal is also to have everything pay for itself. And that's what you can do with credit. You leverage it so you can leverage you, right? Am I making sense? Am I rolling? Put down in the comments I'm rolling if you this far in the video. Same thing with house investment properties. Alright, instead of me going to go get this apartment to live in, let me go get this apartment turned into a B&B, right? Or let me go buy this apartment and rent the apartment out. You feel me? Right? But B&B, if you ain't check out my assets and liabilities video, B&B is popping. You get an apartment, you list it on B&B. What? You gonna see return like that, especially if you got a theme or it's a nice apartment, it's in the cool area. Cause you gotta do your research with everything. You gotta know, even with the Turo, you gotta know, am I in a city where people gonna be renting cars like that? Or with Uber, am I in a city where people don't drive like that, or people don't have access to cars like other areas, right? And with B&B, you got it in a nice area, right? You keep it clean. You keep it nice and welcoming for your guests. It all depends on the little factors. Is the light bulb out? Is the chair wobbly? Stuff like that. And with simple investments, you can easily turn it into a business like that. I got one property with Airbnb that's making me money to cover that property and my house. Cool, right? And what I'm living in. Cool. Let's go get another property, right? Boom. Now I got two properties running revenue, aka cash flow, right? You get cash flow through that shit. You gotta know what to do with it. You can either take it and keep paying off your shit, right? So you can live above your means. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got your rent to pay for. Your mortgage, you ain't got that to pay for, right? Your bills getting covered from the Airbnbs, your properties, all off of what you got with credit. That's why you gotta make sure your credit score is good and you can't fuck your credit up, right? Because people early on fuck their credit up. I'm young. People fuck their credit up from my age. I know a few people that already done fuck their credit up, right? Before I got the knowledge to instill into them. See, when my mans, it was too late. He done already fucked his credit up, right? But we gonna get him back on track with it. And when I learned my knowledge, I went to him like, bro, you know you can do that with credit? Then he get to tell me how he in the debt with the credit and say blase, right? I'm gonna have a video in this series called Credit Card Debt. And we're going to explain to you why credit card debt is the worst debt you can have. One of the worst debts under student debt. Because student debt is the number one worst debt ever. I know you know some of your peoples that still paying off their student debt from when they went to college, right? But the end goal is to have everything paid for itself, like I've been saying. If you learn how to use your credit to buy assets, it's going to ultimately bring you revenue, cash flow, buy more investments with that. Keep your shit running. All off of the credit. I gave the last play in the last video. Look, you got clothing business, right? You can spend up to $7,000 on your credit card. You spend $5 within the time you gotta pay that shit back. You make double that. You got $5,000 in profit. You gotta pay back the $5,000 that you borrowed from the bank/credit union, and you run the same play over and over again. It's gonna look great on your credit score. Oh, you paying it back on time too? Oh yeah, let me up it now from 7,000 to 12,000. Let me up it now. Now you got 12,000 to play around with. You know what I mean? If you did that with 5,000, you can go do that with 10,000. It's just on a greater number scale. And for that, look, I'm gonna throw a little play in here for y'all. This gonna be a short play because I'm gonna have a video on this. Trade lines. Your credit good, but your man's credit not. You can open up a trade line on your account. Put him under your trade line. If you want to charge, you can do whatever you want to do for real. But put him on your trade line. Why? You getting your credit good, right? You've been doing what you've been doing. It's going to look good on his too, making it look like, oh shit, he been doing the same thing you've been doing because he under your trade line, right? Because he under your trade line and he getting the benefits that you getting from building your credit on his score. So now his shit was I'm going to go low. His shit was a 200. Now his shit at 450, 500, right? And keep going. But I hope I touched bases with y'all in this video, in the second volume of this series. And I want y'all to also go check out my Instagram. I'll be making music. I'm going to have a clip at the end of an unreleased song. Y'all can't even check it out, but link will be down in the bio of my music channel. Y'all gonna mess with that. I'm out on all platforms. And y'all take it easy. Bitch, we gonna be having it. I whipped up shit with nothing in my cabinet. I stacked it up with money in my mattresses. Bitch, I been flamed like some matches.